I want to apologize. Why do you feel alienation was supposed to have been a collective reading? So my apologies for those of you who thought that it was all signs. It is not. But when time permits itself, when divine tells me to break it down per zodiac sign, I will do so. Um, let's go ahead and take a look at some healing messages. All zodiac signs. I will be going in the order of um, the 12 houses. Um, all right. Let's go ahead. We're going to start off with Aries. Aries, I hope all is well with you, my love. All I ask of you is that you do not force any of the channel messages. Thank you. And keep in mind that this is a general reading, not a personal. We're going to take a look at some healing messages for November. Okay. I get a pass. It's the first week of November. Oh. Let's see. I'm being guided to tell you, Aries, if you are wanting opportunity, you have to heal. Healing creates those opportunities for you. Okay. You have to heal from sorrow. Something is bittersweet as well. All right. You have a soul bloom. A gentle reunion as well. When it comes to healing, Aries, you get to control that time. Healing doesn't have an expiration date or a time frame. And so when you navigate the areas where you need healing, when you teeter-totter like that, you have to also take into consideration, Aries, of communicating verbally that you're taking a break, or that you need space, or you need time. Yeah, you're not required to tell people that you need healing space. You don't have to go all the way into detail. That's the head side of the coin. The tail end of the coin, Aries, is you have to accept the assignment that however you show up for people, you heal them. Okay? We don't have to get into details on, what you do, but just know whatever you do and how you do it, Aries, you good at what you do. And that's a compliment. You heal people. That's the tail end of the coin. The head of the coin is you're not required. I really don't feel like I'm talking to an Aries where, you go into detail about what you do and when you do it and how you do it. I just feel like if you can confide into someone, whether that's within yourself, creating some type of routine where you're able to express yourself, because it's not giving me you're in a dark space. It just feels like you have a lot of responsibilities in November, Aries. And you may be taking on a lot of energies in November where you may feel like, dang, is there something wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you, Aries. There's nothing wrong with you. Something is bittersweet. Something is definitely bittersweet. And just know that you're doing a good job. And the bittersweet is, the bitter is, you may find yourself needing the same attention that you give others. And it feels like you know exactly who you're needing attention from. But how do you approach that attention that is needed? Okay. Top of the deck, messenger of seeds. Yeah. So it looks like you are going to use your form of expression by writing down or doing something that allows you to express yourself, which is a good thing. Okay. Using your creativity to be able to use that, that will express what needs in your healing space. So your creativity is your form of healing. Okay, is what I see here. Give me a word of advice here for Aries. An ending here. So November, you be prepared, Aries. Writer's block, it will be removed. All right, but whenever you get stuck, when it comes to creativity, and just pause and go do something else. Go do something else. And whatever you do, that's something else. That experience is what's going to allow you to create again. Okay. But writer's block is definitely going to be removed. For some of you who you feel like you've lost your mojo or your umps or your fire energy, it will be restored. Okay. Once you truly know what bitter tastes like, because you know what sweet is. So once you really know when it's bitter, and then you're going to be able to assist people. Only thing, it's just that bitter is there's a moment, Aries, in November where you may not know how to communicate your needs. But there will be there will be an ending to that. I think it's just a minor hiccup, right? You know, it's like that moment where you don't have the words to say, but you have something to say. You don't know how to tell someone, hey, I need you. It's one of those moments. But it will surpass, Aries. So you have this death here. It says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings, which is good. And so the wheel churns, Aries. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what your healing messages are. Taurus, please. What is Taurus's healing messages? All right, Taurus, you have path forging. Taurus, I've been getting this a lot for you, and I'm not picking on you. Between you and Capricorn, you guys are the only two zodiac signs that make me feel like I'm picking on you, and I'm not. Taurus, you can't take you can't, listen, I'm going to just say it. You are a taker, Taurus, and you got to stop taking what's not yours. You do. And I just got to get that out of the way. Maybe you're not aware that that's what you do. Maybe you feel that when you have your eyes on something that's not yours, maybe you feel like you like challenges, and you get the thrill out of challenging yourself of getting what you're not supposed to have. It just feels like, just stop. You need to stop. I need you, Taurus, to finally experience your own path. Don't cheat your way through things. You don't have to cheat. I want you to finally experience bliss on earth. When you take something, you really don't get to enjoy it. It's just the thrill that you have it in your possession. Are you taking someone's experience because you knew the know-how? While otherwise you have this opportunity to enjoy this bliss on earth that no one can take from you. Taurus. You have a gift of insight. It's kind of like, you know how a prophet can prophesy into someone's life? You can look at a piece of paper and see what people can't see that's of the future. You have the gift of the future. And when it comes to your path in November, if you focus on your own path for once, without, taking other people's experiences or cheating your way or, getting ahead without putting in the work, and just you're truly building your pathway. And the way I see you building your pathway, there's already the road paved the way for you. It's kind of like you just creating the scenes as you go through this path. And if you want to take breaks, you can go over here to the ocean. You can go to the sky rise. You could, I don't know how you want your scenery to be as you take your path. Not something that's forced, something that you can enjoy the bliss in November. What I will say is, you don't owe anyone anything, Taurus, in November. You don't have to prove yourself in November. Top of the deck. When you prove yourself, you're going to have to pay the consequences, because only reason why divine is not holding you accountable for taking in the past is because divine wanted you to explore your talent and your gifts. Now, moving forward, now that you know that you're aware, you will be held accountable. And I don't want you to be placed in a situation of resentment. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Taurus, you have this fire, this rain of fire coming in that only you can bear. This is new gifts that are going to be rained upon you. And like I said, if you choose to take and forge your way, you will not be able to use your gifts. And that's not good news. Meaning you have an opportunity to have a blissful November than being restricted. Okay? So things will be turned off. The will stop. And you will be forced to be in submission and go into resentment. Okay? And you don't have to. Why do we have to do that, Taurus? Come on, Taurus. I want you to tell me how your blissful November turns out. I don't want you to sit here and say, hey, SGL, look, tell me, what do I have to do with this resentment? Like, what is resentment? Father, I have sinned. Forgive me. And I'm not talking about going to no priest. It's like, having a one-on-one with God and saying, God, I don't want to be a taker anymore. I don't want to forge my way to the top. I don't want to steal. I don't want to cheat. And it's just kind of like, and now you have to go into contract with the universe, with divine, with source, all that is. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like now you're being held accountable for your actions, and all that could be prevented, my love. All right, Taurus, your spread is not a bad spread at all. A blissful November? Come on, Taurus. I'm gonna be honest with you, Taurus. I don't know why you think it's just. I don't know why you get this thrill of, it's kind of like a person who plays the game, and you get the thrill of breaking the codes instead of, how some people pay for the codes. Like, you're so talented and gifted with spirit, with the realms, right? That I don't know how you do it. How do you do it? That's not my thing. You know, that's not my thing. So you don't have to tell me. But what I will do to tell you is, for some reason, you're going to convince yourself that you can. It's like, oh, SGL said I can have a blissful November. It's like you're going to take it to the 10th power, like a blissful November. You're going to be like, well, shoot, if I can have a blissful November, then I'm going to have a power hour November. And it's like, no, Taurus, you're doing too much. No, get in the cheat codes. Don't access the cheat codes. Okay? Don't go to your plug, because don't do it. Just don't do it. Do it the right way. Just do it the right way. Gemini, you're being asked to do it the right way. What's Gemini's healing messages, please? It's what you don't see, Gemini. You have sacred return and keeper of inner harmony. Oh. Gemini, for November, you don't know if you want to do right or wrong. For the most part, Gemini, you enjoy being a rebel, but your desire is to do the right thing. And whatever it is that you promise to God, you're going to keep your promise. But when it comes to what you enjoy, being a rebel, that's where you feel whole. That's where you feel like you're yourself. But for the most part, when it comes to getting to the core of your heart, I don't think you're ready for that, because there's things that is dormant within yourself that, once those emotions that are dormant reach the surface, it may be too much for you. Those deep emotions may have a high level of stress where, you don't want you don't want to create any health issues. And so tread lightly with how you feel. What you feel in November is what you feel. There's no questions asked. But don't go through those deep emotions alone, because you won't be able to handle it. And don't curse God or whom you believe in, and curse all that is, and the reason why you have these deep emotions. You have to take accountability that when a rebel does what a rebel wants to do, a rebel never pays attention to the consequences. A rebel never pays attention to who's impacted versus them being impacted themselves. But the moment that a rebel is ready to follow the rules and do what's right according to universe, right? Doing just being a regular bi citizen, right? Instead of being, you could be who you want to be. This is just how I'm seeing it. It's just like, a rebel doesn't follow the rules. You do what you want. but rebels don't feel until they get to that point, like Taurus, resentment, right? Taurus wants to find the cheat code to still take and bypass resentment, right? In this situation, this is you, saying, I'm going to put being a rebel to the side, because divine and universe got me out of a situation, and I have to keep my promise, right? And as you go on this journey, right, in November, this experience of keeping your promise, you start to feel what it is that was dormant when you were a rebel, right? I'm just saying that when those deep emotions surface, you don't want to navigate those deep emotions alone, because it can it can it's tied to health issues. You know how stress can what I don't want to say that, you don't want to create any health issues because of those deep emotions that surface, and you don't want to curse the universe or God and blame God because you are feeling what was dormant. You know what I mean? You got to take accountability. In November, seed of power, what you're feeling, use that to persevere. And in November, it feels like what these deep emotions is, it feels like you're going to make another commitment to divine. You're going to say, divine, take this away from me for this. It just feels like you're already going to keep a promise to divine because you're doing it. And then once those deep emotions surface, it's kind of like you're saying, this is too heavy. I need you to take this. And it's good because some people ask God to take certain deep emotions and then they take it back. I don't see you taking this back. You have diverging roads here. All right. You have a decision. In the ending of November, this is a new you. It's just like which direction do you want to take of you being this new version of yourself? Now that these deep emotions have been removed. So if you're wondering like how in the heck, I don't know what you've done in the past. Whatever this is dark. It's really dark. So it's kind of like, it's between you and God. You and God, God alone. There's gratitude coming through. Success, self-esteem, guilt, fear, surrender, happiness. You will be able to surpass whatever those deep emotions are. Like I said, it's between you and God. And in those moments, until you're ready to release those deep emotions, you will feel alone because it feels like you can't even tell nobody what that is. You know what I mean? I mean, everyone has skeletons. I mean, no, everyone don't have skeletons. I'll say everyone has secrets. Not everyone don't have skeletons, but everybody has secrets. You know what I mean? It could be the smallest secret, like I stole, a car when I was 14 years old. You know what I mean? Something really simple. For some people, that's like, what? Stealing a car? That's not simple. Well, this just depends where you are. If you're in a rural country area where it's a house pair 10 miles and you got some teenagers and don't have nothing else to do and they just want to go travel on the road, and the sheriff sees these kids when they know everyone uses the road during the day, so that's a sign that something's not normal. Why is there a car on the road? Everyone's normally asleep after 9 o'clock. So this loneliness is just, it's between you and God, and you and God alone. For those of you who are atheists, it's just you aligning yourself, right? Aligning yourself and knowing that moving forward, you know what doesn't work anymore. Okay? You will be successful with your new plans. Your fire energy that you will use, for those of you who are atheists, it is a possibility that it possesses you at the end of November. But don't fear that energy or whatever. You just have to learn how to contain it. That's all. Okay? All right. Cancer. What is Cancer's angel? I was about to say angel guide messages. What is Cancer's? Oh, was that Gemini I just did? Yeah, it was. What is Cancer's healing messages? Oh, all right. That was doing something. All right. Cancer. For November, your healing messages, you have heart entanglement and transcendence. How do I say this? You have a unisex personality. The head end of the coin, the tail end of the coin. There is a Cancer here where you've absorbed someone's identity, and it's like it's an obsession. There's an obsession in November. I want to tread lightly on this because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, SGL said that. No, it's not about you being someone. It's like this is how we can look at it on the brighter side. You know how you like an artist or an actor or celebrity? It's kind of like there is someone that you are fond of, and there is this obsession where you're not realizing that you're becoming them, the things that you take liking. So in November, and I can give you an example because I think this will be the last time I talk about me, but I'll use my example I'll use myself as an example so that you don't feel like, weird. Okay. So every person that's been a part of my life that I love and that I've taken liking to, and I mean every person from when I was a child up into my adulthood, I have a piece of them that stays with me. And whether that is me mimicking what they say, or interpreting, or sometimes, projecting a certain aspect that I loved about that person, I keep that with me. Regardless if, I don't talk to that person or I've cut off a connection, I always keep the most important aspect of a connection that I've had with people with me. And so what this is your funness turns into an obsession. And in November, you find it's like you're turning into the person you are found of. But it turns into an obsession where you feel alive in being who it is you're fond of. And it could be motivation. For some of you, it's a mentor, the way they dress, it gives you motivation and you feel good dressing in that style. The way they talk, it makes you feel comfortable so it just feels like, we'll just say this, Cancer, you found your mentor. Okay. I don't see anything negative. I know obsession sounds negative, but it's just, until you're ready to really go within and create your own identity, you're fine. Everyone needs a mentor, It's going to help you build yourself up. So I see you having a mentor, and then a keeper of intention, right? So yeah, you will start learning aspects of yourself You'll start having likings and dislikings. You'll start outgrowing the things that you're no longer interested in, which is good. Okay. Uh, f- uh, for some of you, it's very clear as day, right? When it comes to sexual identity, and it's a unisex energy. Some of you are going to be in tune with your masculine and feminine energy and find balance, okay? Um, and you will find healing and truly operating in your masculine and feminine energy. Some of you are males and you look like females, and that's not to disrespect you. Be comfortable in who you are. You have grief, so some of you are not comfortable with who you are. And once you accept that, there is um, a mentor whom is going to help you get through with getting over of characteristics about yourself that you no longer desire or like. Okay. That was Cancer? Yeah, it was. Libra. What is Libra's healing messages, please? Libra's healing. I feel like someone's asking me, so when did you start doing cards? I started doing cards April of 2020. And I my cousin handed me a deck of, the regular playing cards, the cards that they use to play spades with. And I read numbers, right? And so I would just read the numbers with the cards. And then what got me was like, I want to know what the jack and the hearts and all that stuff is. And then I was just like, just playing around with it. And I was like, I wonder if because I know how to read energy. I don't need cards to read, And yeah, I started the YouTube channel April of 2020. And so when I started off, it's an ongoing journey of learning information. It doesn't stop. So for those of you who are readers, take your time. Okay? Don't be so quick to jump to from here and there. Focus, create your niche of what resonates with you, and so that you can show up for those who are assigned to you. Okay? All right. Moving forward. So, cards is just an extension for me, and I'm still learning tarot. Oracle is just an extra confirmation for what I channel. Okay. And so Leo, did we do Cancer? Did, okay. We just did Gemini's, Cancer. See, when I be channeling, everything goes blank. That was Cancer. So we're on Leo. I think we're on Leo. I hope we're on Leo. Cancer, if I didn't do your spread, I apologize. Let me know. Well, I'll know. I'll end up doing yours separate. But I'm pretty sure we're on Leo. What's Leo's healing messages? Let's see. Would I rather channel than interpret dreams? I would never say never. I'm grateful for every gift that has been bestowed upon me. All right. Leo, you have purification coming in here. Leo, someone's going to expose you in November. And it's like, I'll just say it. Now, this may not be what it is, but this is what I'm channeling. It's kind of like, Leo, you cheated. You're going to get caught. You know how they say, you know how Leo cheaters cheat until they get caught, and then when they get caught, that's when they say they're sorry. So what I see here is I will never tell you to say sorry, because Leo, you're not a sorry person, But what I will say is apologize. And your apology may not come off as sincere at first, but it is. And it just feels like whoever it is that you cheated with is somebody that is technically your other half. It's just, it's somebody that you can go to who knows exactly what to do, how to do it, when to say. It's just, it's your pleasure. And it just hurts the fact that you're hurting someone else. And by you saying, I apologize, you're hurting inside and you're hurting someone else. But at the same time, it's, you feel relieved. So if you decide to go back to that guilty pleasure, you don't have this burden on you anymore, because now it's on the table. So you are definitely going to be on trial in November, Leo. They're opening here. So your guilty pleasure is being exposed, but it frees you. It frees you. Um, Leo, you know what song I'm hearing? If I Was a Boy by Beyonce. But anywho, besides that, all this does is this guilty pleasure is just going to navigate you to wanting to explore more guilty pleasures. That's what I see for November. And what is the healing message? The fact that there's a sincere apology is what I see here. It's like, dang, I give up. Like, yeah, I apologize. But as you saying I apologize, it's like you feel free at the same time. It's like, dang, I'm free. And it's going to position you, Leo, to where you're going to yearn and go experience more guilty pleasures. You're not done. Over, what else? And I don't know. Adversity, yep. I says, I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. Well, it's your business. I'm not judging you. Whatever your guilty pleasures are, Leo. Whatever your guilty pleasures are, they make you feel good. All right. Virgo, healing messages, please. Virgo. Thank you. Virgo, you have Architect of Realities, Veil of Forgetting, and Flow. Dang, Virgo. Why you got Virgo? Forcing yourself to be selfish in November, force yourself to be by yourself. Does that make sense? Forcing yourself to be selfish forces yourself to be by yourself in November. And you will realize it's best that you do stuff by yourself. So it's kind of like this. So I don't want you, my Virgos, to be like, SGL, you was way off. I'm not a loner. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that whatever you do in November, make sure that you're doing it by yourself. So can't nobody say, don't nobody know your business. That's what I see here. And you find healing in that. That's what works for you. Like, so if you go out by yourself. Don't go with nobody, because then your business is going to be out. So what I see here is, when it comes to your healing messages, in the beginning of November, you are trying to find a safe way to make sure that it's safe for you to do what you do without any hiccups. And once you realize what recipe works for you, you got a new recipe that is going to work for you. And that is whatever you do it by yourself. And you don't have to worry about nobody in your business. You don't have to worry about no hiccups either. So I see you being an adult, doing adult things in November. Ooh, what is that? Worry, imagination, and adversity. Clarify all three of those, please. So you have the Sword, Pisces, Sword energy. This is the Five of Pentacles. This worry is the Seven of Swords. This imagination is the Page of Cups. Is what I see. Clarify all three, please. I don't know why it's hard for you to do stuff by yourself. Yeah. So just know, Taurus, whoever, if you've already, this is November the 4th. If somebody was with you and they witnessed you doing you, whatever that is, just know it's going to be some hot mess. So if you're in a relationship, you was in a world of trouble. Okay. Either than that, if this is you doing something with a colleague, someone you work with, you're gonna have hell at work in November, because this person got this over your head, or whatever that is. So if this is not already happening, listen, you're being asked to do. You don't have to have the courage to, you know what I mean? Put your big britches on. You don't need nobody to hold your hand to do whatever it is you're trying to do. Because if you let people in your business, you're going to be worried. Do you got a job tomorrow? If you're in a relationship, your person ain't going to trust you again. Okay? For some of you, if you just choose not to do nothing, your person is not going to trust you, and you're going to wish you cheated. When it comes to this adversity, there's a missed opportunity if you don't do something alone. What does that have to do with healing? You having the bravery to be independent and not codependent. Gemini. A Gemini tells on you? Oh, no. That's that. Who was I talking to? That was Virgo? You have, I'm being guided to tell you, Virgo, so that you don't feel like you're different. You are one of a kind. When it comes to your bloodline, you have a bloodline. You have blood in your bloodline that, like, how do I explain it to you without exposing you? You will always get second chances. So it doesn't matter whether that's a relationship, work, anything. You will always, based off of a certain blood that you have in your bloodline, it's required. It's like no different than a person who has a ZIL on their forehead. Like that's your pass. So it's something about your blood that's in your bloodline that allows you to get away with certain things. Hopefully that gives you a peace of mind. That's not to tell you just to recklessly do things. It's just to let you know that all is well. In November. Soul bloom flow state. And I just have to let you know, Virgo, and I don't know if you're new, but I don't allow anyone's blood to be on my hands When divine tells me not to go behind the veil, I don't. You can go back in tarot world and find the reader who's going to do all that. I'm not going to do that. Sorry. And that's the part where I say sorry. And I know for a fact I'm not a sorry person. I will not apologize for giving you the answer. And I think you already know what blood you have in your bloodline. But anywho, Libra, you have soul bloom and flow state here. Okay. Listen, you're wanting to heal with somebody, and this person is wanting to heal with you. You are them and they are you, but y'all not married. The tail end of the coin here is that you have two personalities, one that is reserved and one that is free. For those of you who have two personalities, you will find healing with merging them together. You will not find healing. You will not feel like yourself if you try to separate the two. You have to learn to truly be your authentic self. Don't worry about how I'm going to perceive you. That's what draws people to you, Libra, is when you are operating in both of these identities. Moving forward, for those of you who your person, you guys are mirroring each other. It's just one of you have a lot of energy and the other is reserved. Place yourself where it fits. You find healing in each other, but you guys have to go on the healing journey alone, like independently. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you can't support each other's. I can't complete your healing journey for you, nor can your person. You fill in the blank of who your person is. You have this first step. So when it comes to you both being indecisive about being together in November, if you're wanting this relationship, then you're going to have to take the leap of faith and lead the relationship. Don't sit here and say, well, I'm doing this and you're not. No, just go on and lead the relationship. Lead by example. And then your person will follow. And you guys will have healing and grow together. It's like, you lead, I follow. And then they lead and you follow. It's going to be back and forth. But for those of you who have two personalities that you need to merge together, the world is going to accept you. That's what's so attractive about you. Why not experience the fullness of what comes with you than the half of what comes to you? That's like a cup being half full. That's like someone giving you a plate, but you can't sit at the table. What? Indecision here. Take your time. Take your time, especially for those of you who are in a relationship. If you're the one that has to lead and your person has to follow, take your time so that they can see that you are serious about the connection. When you rush something and trying to prove yourself, it just doesn't work out. For those of you who are trying to get your identity intact, take your time. Don't worry about the world. Okay? It says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So stop worrying about how people perceive you moving forward. You will have true happiness in truly of who you are. Okay. In regards to whoever you guys are in a relationship, there is no opposite that attracts in your situation. You are them and they are you. And it works that way. Scorpio's healing messages, please. What is Scorpio's healing messages? Scorpio's healing messages. Scorpio, you have first breath, master of flow, heart seeker, and full receiving. As a side note, transcendence, messenger of seeds, gentle reunion, and echo of loss. All right, so November is starting off really rocky for you. But guess what? You don't have the responsibilities that was a burden for you. You don't have them anymore. And in November, you'll be trying to find your sense of purpose. You're gonna have a moment where you let me say this. Don't ask for something from the universe or for divine of something you don't know nothing about. You know? Be open and receiving, but because you've been through so much in October, you've manifested something. And this manifestation is being able to have this freedom to do what you want. But so don't entrap yourself by asking the universe for something and it prevents you from experiencing doing what you want. November is supposed to be the month where you do what you want to do, explore. And it just feels like, you are exploring and doing what you want, and you're like, wow, I manifested this. Yes, it works. I manifested this. And so you try to manifest something else and you forfeit doing what you want to do. So you don't want to entrap yourself in November. Okay. When it comes to responsibilities, you're free from those, but don't recreate it again. You know what I mean? It's like you're free from responsibilities that were not yours. So for some of you, you guys were in a relationship with someone who had children and you took on those responsibilities. Good job. Congratulations. Unfortunately, you guys are not together anymore, and you're not fighting to be in those kids' life because you're saying, I'm going to accept me being free. I don't have those responsibilities anymore. There's no wrong and there's no right. It just depends on how you feel. Some people, now hear me out. Some people, stay in children's life just because they don't want those children to have absent parent figures. But that's not your responsibility. Who am I talking to? Scorpio? That's not your responsibility. You're now free to do whatever you want to do. And it just feels like the moment you start doing what you want to do, then you're asking for a relationship again. And you put yourself in the same situation you just got yourself out of. By the end of November, you're going to be in a whole relationship with somebody who got kids. And it looks like it's like you want to be in a relationship with somebody that don't have children. And you need to enjoy yourself. And if you want to enjoy another adult. But you haven't enjoyed yourself. You have all these responsibilities. I can understand you like to help people. You like to, but you haven't experienced what you want to do. You're experiencing responsibilities, what everyone else wants, responsibilities of, it's just like, listen, I don't know if that's your safety mechanism, but unfortunately, you're being asked to enjoy being free. Not in the sense of, you as a human being, you're free, like, worthless, you don't mean anything, you have no value. No, this is you being free to do what you please, wake up when you want to, have how many jobs you want. You don't have any responsibilities. You don't have any children. And it just looked like you may have one. So if you're not ready for no children by the time November is, then you need to wrap it up. You really do. And you want to be careful. Don't sit there and think that someone is saying, oh, that they took the necessary steps to prevent a pregnancy. No, you have someone here that sees you as a perfect candidate. Okay? And you guys will please each other very well. But unfortunately, you guys two may not be on one accord when it comes to parenting. I see you're skilled with parenting skills, but you haven't even experienced living your life as an adult. You always taking care of somebody. But moving forward, you will enjoy being single or being a bachelor or a bachelorette. You will. And by doing so, you have someone here coming through who has the same heart as you. But whoever this is, wants a child. Sacred shelter here. Yeah, you're a compassionate person. You have pity on people who have children. I don't know. See, yeah, like that's your safe haven. I don't see no crazy foolishness. I see someone who just, if the relationship is rocky and ain't going good, the kid sustains you because you know that kids are innocent and you know if you show up for them, everything's fine. But unfortunately, you know, I don't see you being impacted by the children who were in your life. I just see you being free. I do see a teenager wanting you to be their parent. I will say that. There's a teenager here that wants you to adopt them. Gratitude is coming through. And it looks like you're going to say yes. So you're going to be adopting a kid this month. That's what I see. And it's going to bring healing to that child. So when it comes to your healing messages, you're bringing healing to a child. Others of you, Scorpios, or is this Libra? Scorpio, you will have healing and being free and stop taking on responsibilities and stop trying to be the parent of every relationship that you have and finally experience life for yourself. That's what I saw. Excuse me, Sagittarius. Healing messages for Sagittarius, please. Healing messages for Sagittarius. Thank you. You have emotional, laborious, day and night. November, you feel trapped. I think you currently feel trapped. Who am I talking to? Scorpio? Am I talking to Scorpio? Oh, goodness. When I have those channel messages, they just come in and out. Sagittarius. Currently, you feel trapped. And it looks like you're not sleeping too well. Ripple healing. You're trying to figure out why you feel the way you feel. Don't give no one no control over your life in September, Sagittarius. Don't ever give nobody that power. And don't ever submit yourself to any other powers moving forward. If you already submitted yourself to other powers, whatever this thing you submitted yourself to, you're not getting any sleep. When it comes to this water or whatever, it's it's not giving me a baptism at all. All I see is Sagittarius I don't know if you like to sleep. If you like to sleep, you're trapped in your dreams, meaning you like to sleep your life away. If that's if and what I see here, I see a Sagittarius who has sleepless nights because you're lost in the world. You're needing direction. I just don't understand this ripple of healing here though. You're lost in your emotions, and being lost in your emotions is creating deception. So what I'm supposed to tell you is get out of your emotions, get out of sleeping your life away, because you are deceiving yourself. At this point, your shadow self is not wanting you to see the light. Your shadow self is not wanting you to be balanced, and you need balance. Inner fractures, yeah. Your shadow self is saying, you is not fit to make me uh you is not fit to make me get along with your higher self. So you've been in your shadow self for a long time where your shadow self is torturing you, Sagittarius. And maybe this is you becoming aware, like, dang, maybe my shadow self I'm possessed by my shadow self, to where you're not wanting to do anything. So basically what this is your shadow self doesn't want any changes. The bottom of the deck, strategic vision. When you can't sleep, you need to start speaking life. Start writing it down. Start speaking good affirmations to yourself. After you write them down, then speak them. And that's going to discipline your shadow self. You have to create a safe space for your shadow self. So because your shadow self thinks that you're going to abandon it. And shadow self needs to know that what you're trying to do is you're trying to bring balance, yin and yang. And your shadow self doesn't know that. So you have to communicate. You have to program your shadow self, letting your shadow self know. It's like programming your shadow self and letting your shadow self know the steps that you're going to take, so that your shadow self will say, okay, sure. I can go into balance with your higher self, sure. And so you will be successful with balance if you work with your shadow self. If you force your shadow self is going to pretty much have you not be able to sleep. You're going to, be a hot mess, basically. And I don't want you to be a hot mess. Kat, good morning. I don't want you to be a hot mess. It says you are called to step back and plan wisely. This is what it says. You are called to step back and plan wisely. Every move matters now. See the bigger picture before taking a bold action. That's why you have to balance out your shadow self, but you have to program your shadow self with the necessary steps by writing your affirmations down and speaking them, letting your shadow self know, like, no, I need you to be in balance so that I can be able to do what I need to do moving forward. When it comes to your feelings, it's deception. We have purpose and abundance in reverse. And if you keep allowing your shadow self to conquer you, it feels like your shadow self owns you. And you need to get your shadow self you need to check your shadow self, basically, and change this around. So what I see you doing is checking your shadow self and telling your shadow self who owns the body, because your shadow self thinks it owns you. Let me get an angel guide message for Sagittarius. You're welcome. angel guide message is a romance and connection. That your angel guide is saying that's not what you need to focus on at this time. Listen deeply. Now is the time to allow your guides to help you with taming your shadow energy. All right. Listen deeply. Entails. All right. Whew. It says the truth of the matter is that our inner voice is always working in our favor, and divine guidance is always loving and supportive. It will be direct and insightful, but won't make us feel low. If you're unsure what information is guidance and what is based on fear or ego, call on angels to help you hear and understand the information that rises up within. You can also invite them to clear old messages so that you can have more space energetically for guidance that is relevant to the present moment. So your angel guides can command your shadow self to be still and obedient. So go on and ask your angel guides to assist you with your shadow self, because your shadow self is doing too much. A Capricorn, what is Capricorn's healing messages, please? What is Capricorn's healing messages, please? A Capricorn, you're not wanting any changes in November. For the most part, you don't see the bigger picture. Balancing. Currents here, the greats of both worlds. Who? I see Cancer, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. November, you want it all. You want, yes, listen. Who am I talking to? Capricorn, you want it all, but you don't want to do the work. And what does that have to do with healing? You're going to be disappointed, because I think you need to get out of that mindset. I feel like I'm always telling you this, Capricorn. I'm forever talking to you. Between you and Taurus, you two zodiac signs is the zodiac signs where I just be like, dang. Oh my gosh, we are almost over with this year. And I want to say, Capricorn, we have 365 days out the year. So far, I want to say I've read like 15 good messages for you. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Because I know it has to do with you having to get out of this certain way. And you want it all, but you don't want to put in the work. So what's the healing message? Disappointment. I see disappointment. Regret, humor, purpose, and abundance. If you don't put in the work, you're going to always wonder, what if, right? Or you can put in the work and laugh at the old version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Laugh at those who doubted you. And shoot, this table looks good. I'm not looking at the outer surface. I'm looking at the middle part. Now you see. I see your table. That is a nice table. It definitely is. But for the most part, you have parasite. When it comes to a healing message, I just get the bad news out of the way. You have a parasite, Capricorn. You need a detox, or you need to go to the doctor and get it out of your body. All right. All right. Aquarius. What is Aquarius' healing message, please? And maybe that once you remove that parasite, you'll have the energy to want to do something, Capricorn. What is Aquarius' healing message? Something tried to come out, Aquarius. There we go. Aquarius, you have soul contract, emotional crosswords, and explore possibilities. Oh, Aquarius, if you was ever wondering, like, do you have purpose? Yep, and you're doing exactly what your purpose is. You can have the both of both worlds. It's just you have to like be in sync with life. You have to be in sync with trusting what you feel, trusting your intuition, trusting your purpose. And for the most part, enjoy life. You will find healing in enjoying life. And for the most part, if you are a serious Aquarius, resurrecting your inner child is what's going to allow you to enjoy life again. Oh, you're Aqua? You have purpose. Yeah. So until you follow those instructions, Aquarius, you'll be able to turn this around. But for the most part, maybe you don't see it. The fact that you're saying no to purpose. And it says, I know what I am here to do. For some of you, it's not that you're not saying no. You're saying, I don't know what my purpose is. Well, you're supposed to resurrect your inner child and do what you love to do. And also have confidence in how you feel, have confidence in your intuition. You have the opportunity to have a bliss in the both of both worlds. You've put in the work. Now enjoy your life. And maybe you don't know how to. Ask divine to guide you. Ask your guides to assist you. For the most part, you know what you're here to do. So do what you like. Do what you like to do. And you will find abundance in that. Pisces, thank you so much for being patient. Oh, you're welcome, Kat. Is it Kate or Kat? I'm learning how to pronounce names. Oops. Pisces. What is Pisces healing messages? What is Pisces? Pisces, you're saying no in November because you're scared. You're scared of the boogeyman. There's no boogeyman. That's your shadow self. See? Yeah. You're scared of yourself. Mm-hmm. And you have to accept that you're not the same person that you were yesterday. And it's okay to be an adult. But if you have children, your children are watching you. And if your children don't have the same liking as you, don't make them feel like they're not deserving to have a parent. It's kind of like what I see here. Maybe you're into Harry Potter and your child is into mathematics. You don't know mathematics, so you don't spend time with your child because you want your child to know what Harry Potter is all about. It's just you can't force something onto your child, and you will find healing if you get to know your child, because there is something that you guys have in common. Your child is into like scary things, while you're into metaphysical things. And what you know about the metaphysical, you can introduce your child to the metaphysical so that they could conquer this scary thing. Basically, your child is a seer. Your child sees shadows. I hope you wasn't thinking that I was saying that your child likes scary movies. No, your child sees what the naked eye can't see. And if you share what your knowledge is in if I'm saying this correctly, share those type of powers, your child will use that imagination to defeat whatever shadows that they see and that they can't talk to you about, because I don't know. So healing here in November is building a relationship with your child. Regarding, for those of you Pisces who don't have a child, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with you if you like Harry Potter. That is a huge community. You know, I've watched like 2 Harry Potters. I haven't read any books. I'm into it, but I don't know anything about it. Like, if someone was to sit down with me and be like, "Hey, we're gonna start from the beginning," we got a long way to go. I'm aware of that. That's like if someone says, "I know about Star Wars. I'm into stuff, but the stuff that I'm into, people are not into what I'm into." So it's kind of like, if someone really wants to get to know me, you get the opportunity to really have my time and teach me what I'm interested in, but I haven't had the time to sit down and really dive deep because I'm too busy focused on the priority of the things that I enjoy that I know other people are not interested in. So an example is, say you like football. Like, I like football. I don't even have a team. One day I'm going to have a team. I haven't decided. I know a lot of people who like teams, and I know someone who likes Broncos. I know someone who likes the Raiders. I know someone who likes 49ers. I know someone who likes the Ravens. I know someone who likes is it the Pacers? I know someone who likes what's the ones? The Packers. How did I forget the Cowboys? I know someone who liked the Cowboys. Now, when I was a teenager, I liked the Cowboys, and that's when they won the Super Bowl back to back with Emmitt Smith. Oh my gosh, that was like way back in the day. It was because it was a star too. But enough about me. It just feels like you'll find healing in truly accepting yourself. And surround yourself with people who are like-minded like you. But let's talk about this seed of power. If you have a disturbance within yourself, I want you to find an outlet to release, because it feels like there's a possibility that your anger could explode, and you don't know how that anger is going to take you. And so I don't see you having anger energies. I just feel like, you're holding in a lot, and you need to stop doing that so that you don't explode. You have creation here. Yeah. So for some of you, you definitely will you be successful with building a relationship with your child? That depends on your patience. Okay. When it comes to my Pisces, who you find yourself as different, once you truly accept your difference, and instead of forcing yourself on people who don't have the same likings or interests as you, and associate with yourself with people who have the same type of interest, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. You have empathy and humor. So yeah, you're going to enjoy life again. For those of you, to be patient with your child. Kids ask a lot of questions. Don't treat your child as if they have an adult, like they're fully developed in the mind. Okay? All right. Those were the healing messages. Give me a healing message for Cap. Give me a direct healing message for Cap, please. Thank you. Cat, it says you are weaving together lessons, memories, and insights. Each thread matters. Trust the beauty emerging from your experiences. All right. Clarifying that. It's perseverance. Don't give up. It says, I know I can do what I set my mind to. So when you have your moments where you're like, it's like, just keep perseverance. All right. Just know that you know that you know that this too shall pass. All right. Don't forget love is kind. Don't forget love is gentle. Those were the messages that came out. Hopefully I did a good job. Those were all zodiac signs. I will put the timestamps up when time permits itself. Until then, don't forget love is kind. Don't forget that love is gentle. Until we meet again.